What is going on, everybody? We are back at it with another video for you guys this week. We're doing our weekly aggregate team of the week predictions videos. What the hell was that? I'm joined by Foot Economist. How are you doing, bro?
What's going on, Nick? I'm doing well.
Good. I did the intro for him today. We were discussing I might not do the intro, and I did the intro. I was going to kind of just lead him right into the video, but we went for the intro. Anyways, we're starting off this week. It's going to be team of the week 9, obviously. We're going to start off this week, and we're going to do this weekly because I want to show you guys how we do with, I guess, the analysis of what we're looking at here. Jamie, how do you think we did last week? We did all right? Not bad?
We did all right. Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty average week, considering that EA basically stole one of the cards in the form of Sterling when he got 2 goals, 2 assists, and denied him an inform because they were going to put him in the UCL version. 14 out of 23 is not bad as far as the aggregate team of the week prediction goes. I think the fact that we got both one-to-watch cards in there correct, I think, is a big deal as well, or at least something we're going to give ourselves a pat on the back for. As far as like the aggregate team of the week prediction went, so the average for the 7 people that were doing predictions that we were keeping track of, the average for that was an 11. We got a 14. The aggregated team of the week prediction got a 14, and then the 2 highest, Aaron Grimmer of Foothead and then Tillian of Footwiz, got 14 on their predictions as well. So I think it was overall a pretty solid week, especially considering EA essentially stealing one.
Yeah, I mean, so last week, guys, if you don't know already, they put in Quaresma in there over Sterling, most likely. And Quaresma, I believe, had like 3 assists, but I think it was like the week before, or it was like the Monday, the week before. Who knows?
Dude, it didn't make any sense, man. He played well a week ago. It was 9 days ago to the day of the team of the week. But in the game that should have accounted for that team of the week, he didn't play and his team lost.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a team of the week, it was like the team of the last 2 weeks.
and guys, that's the thing, bear in mind, I would like to give a safety net with these predictions of probably let's go with an over under 5. It's almost impossible to get close to a full score with team of the week predictions.
I don't think anyone's ever gotten it.
Yeah, it's so hard. If you're getting 20 out of 23, go get a lottery ticket. It is so hard. So I think we should be really satisfied if we hit 16 to 18. We should be pretty happy.
Oh yeah.
Because when you get down to the lower rated informs too, it's a little bit harder to. Yeah. You have a lot of different performances going on. I think we did do a good job, as you mentioned last week. We hit the big boys. We talked about Mertens as a lock. I sat here and we said Felipe Anderson, Richarlison, basically locks. Even though that was probably a tough prediction for some people because they were both left mids, obviously same nationality, same league. Right. Sometimes that has a little bit of a questionable thing. Ramos did not get in last week after being in all 7 predictions.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that because that's going to be something
it's here
today.
Deja vu this week. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. And I think it was good. I think one to mention, guys, before we move into this week's is we did hit Thorgan Hazard. And that was one that was not in a majority of predictions. It was a 4 out of 7. So, it was a majority, but not a overwhelming majority. We hit him in the team of the predictions. We actually had him in the starting 11, and he was on the bench, so maybe we got that wrong. But anyways, we're gonna pull up team of the week 9 predictions for you guys today. Jamie. So where do you want to start today?
So it's going to be, unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to be more of a headlining week, if you will. Last week we had guys like Ramos that could have gotten in. This week I think probably the best and most solid lock for me is probably that Depay card. I think obviously he'll be pretty solid. A couple other cards that I think are going to be decent is Cavani's got a good chance of getting in. One thing I think is going to be a bit contentious is that Royce card. I think obviously a lot of people right now are thinking about the Bundesliga and how strong that league has become in the past couple days or past couple weeks rather, because of all the special cards that they've released for it. That'll be an interesting one between him and Witzel, in terms of who actually gets through. Nick, I know you had an opinion about that. And then Bernardo Silva will be another interesting one. I don't know how many people are going to use him, but it's between him and David Silva, which are going to be pretty tight for me. Another thing too is actually, I don't know how many of you guys have used him, but Szczesny is actually a pretty decent keeper on the game.
Oh yeah.
So if he gets another inform, that'll be one. I know his 86 was one that a lot of people invested in. And then another one I think could be really interesting, and this is something that the La Liga struggles with, is center defensive mids, or true center defensive mids. I mean, you got that Biscuits, you got the Busquets card with the screen boost right now, but as soon as that goes away, there's not really going to be an option there. So that Partey card could actually be pretty solid as just a true CDM if you put him on stay back while attack. So there's
I agree.
Cards.
That's a really good card, and that's probably going to be, if we get this team of the week and we look at it, a Partey will probably be one of my favorite investments from this team of the week.
Yep.
People have raved about his UCL card, so getting an even bigger upgrade could be great. I was actually thinking about this just as you were speaking, is that if this team of the week, so guys, next team of the week God, team of the week 10. We're gonna be very careful with the investing and trading advice when we talk about the potential team of the week.
Yeah.
Because you guys know how we do this. We're gonna tell you guys who we think is using statistics and just our own brains, kind of what we think is gonna be and what isn't. We're also gonna always talk about on this video some potential trading methods and some moves you guys can make on the announcement or before the announcement on Wednesdays. I think Party, I was thinking about this, bro. If there was lightning rounds and he got that, like that reminds me of Alessandrini last year, like that kind of tier of meta card that's like 82 to 84. And if he were to get actually hit by lightning rounds during Black Friday, although this is the week before, he would have been one of those amazing cards to probably invest with. But unfortunately, this team of the week is going to be 2 days. Yeah.
This is going to be a team of the week where the high-end meta players are going to be super low because the buying power in the market, I mean, the market's just spooked right now. Consumer confidence is at like an all-time low, right? I mean, that's why some of the higher-end informs from previous weeks, people go up to sell them. It's not like they're crazy selling them. I mean, yeah, they're liquidating, but no one's buying, right? Like, it's basically like, a lot of these are dropping to the prices that they're getting to because the market is just spooked. No one's willing to buy right now. So that's why you're seeing a lot of these guys get pretty low. So this could be an interesting one. Someone like Royce, someone like Depay, someone like Cavani, as you said, someone like Partey. These meta guys that have strong demand, but only have strong demand when the demand is confident enough to go buy them, right? So you get like a post Black Friday where people get a bunch of coins from opening up their promos and stuff like that, and they're turning around and go, okay, I'll combine that with some weekend league rewards I just got. Now I'm like, wow, I'm all of a sudden 1.5 million coins richer because I just dropped $500 in the game because I'm addicted to packs and I just got weekend league rewards. I'm gonna go buy like a super team and I'm gonna make a Bundesliga meta squad and that Royce card could rock it. So it'll be interesting to see, like in terms of like timing as well. I mean, there's a lot of, and to be fair, there's a lot of good Discord informs in here as well. I mean, someone like Hector, like you remember the how it is, how profitable investing in that was. Szczesny was another interesting one too. With Szczesny too, like goalkeepers are really inconsistent. So like if you can look at his inform, and like in terms of like rebound stuff, one thing that's always profitable, or if you can time it correctly, is buying cards that are likely to get an inform, so people are panic selling and they've dropped down in price, and then if and when they don't get an inform, you can go buy that card immediately. Or if they do get an inform, people panic sell. Someone like that Royce, for example, like I think he was a Team League 2, right?
Yeah.
His first inform. So he was a Team League 2. So if he gets a Team of the Week, for example, that's going to be a really low supply card. Because it's just, I mean, there's a lot of people that would have packed him in Team League 2. Obviously, he's been around for a while. People are like sticking him in their squads. If you look at his graph, actually, I haven't checked it like since yesterday, to be fair, but he hasn't really moved like at all. I don't know if people like are not considering this is going to get inform or what. But if he gets the Team of the Week, I imagine there'd be some serious undercutting on stuff like that. So you can like get in and like think about buying cards like that. And this really applies for any card that's going to get another inform. It's getting like a second inform or third inform. Is that that short term panic sell? I mean, are you experienced with like trading with stuff like that, Nick, or do you?
Yeah, extremely. What Jamie's talking about, guys, is something that I made a lot last year on one specific card, which was Dries Mertens, because he had like 4 informs last year. And every single team of the week, guys, when the announcement came out at 10 a.m. my time, probably 3 p.m. for the UK, people, whenever he got a new card, people would panic sell the old cards that were out of packs, and they had low supply because they were a while ago. So what I would do is I would always pick up a few versions. Some of them, one of them actually was in Team of the Week 1 last year, Dries Mertens. So one of them was always getting sold really low, and the supply was just, non-existent almost. So what happens is, guys, the idea of all this is that Royce gets a new card tomorrow, right? And although Jamie talked about it, the market is scared, you have to look at it that Royce as a new first day card, there's no way he's less than like probably 450, 500 on the first day of Team of the Week.
Yeah.
I don't see it. So what happens is that you'd have an inform right now that on the market, Royce is like he's like 370. So he was like 400 this last weekend. He's gone up because of the links due to Gutsa and things like that.
Yeah.
If that is a guy that's dropping like, if you see him down at like 250 or 260, like that's when And it's always people ask in the comments like, how do you know? Well, you use flipping, you use the ideas of just watching the panic. Usually I look at it like when it's just not selling and when it's just sitting there.
When you see big undercuts too, right?
Yeah, I try to get like an undercut or something. And usually those undercuts, guys, they'll be on the market for like 2 or 3 minutes. Like people will be scared to buy. And sometimes you just got to have the balls and go ahead and try to do it. So I see this week, you have a look with Royce to do that. I think Royce is in Team of the Week. I spoke with Jamie about this earlier.
Yeah.
I watched the game. That was probably one of the biggest games of the year, and it was definitely the biggest game in the Bundesliga. So you're getting an inform from that game 100%.
Yeah.
I just don't, I've heard from some people, and I've seen a prediction or two with Witzel's in, and I saw him in some Kickers Team of the Week thing. Mm-hmm. Look, if Witzel's going to get in, then they both got to get in, because watching the game, Royce had an insane kind of like a push away against Neuer on a breakaway. He drew a penalty. He finished the penalty. And then I think about, 10 minutes later, Piszczek played an amazing ball into him. And he was at 18. He hit it one time on the bounce in the left corner. I think scoring 2 goals against Neuer should be an inform within itself. And I don't care if they're both penalties. So I think Royce will get in, and I think it is deserving of another inform, especially with the rate he's been playing.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to get in. So I think that you should see that. I'd be shocked if he didn't get in as well. EA always like to throw in some headliner players. Cavani should be a lock this week with a hat trick. Cavani has Cavani has a blue, right? Not a first inform.
Yeah.
I'm trying to move on and talk about some potential trading methods with the guys here. So you've got that. Realistically, guys, a lot of you would argue. So Depay's going to get a nice card. That only this would work with informs, right? This idea of panic selling, people panic selling, and then you being able to exploit it. It works with blues. Dries Mertens showed it last week. Mertens' blue was down at 170, and I think after rewards was 240. So you guys can always make the decision. When I do this kind of trading, I like to buy them obviously before the team of the week drops, and I like to flip them on the same day. I like to flip them when the other card is really high, and I don't like to risk it until the next day. But in some cases, obviously, you can sell the card after rewards. And I think besides that, you did mention some really good points with the potential discard informs this week. I know it's not like a highlighter team of the week, but I'm looking at Hector. I think I would look at probably Hector. Remy would be fantastic.
Yeah.
So, look, I think discard informs, there are some great looks there.
A couple other things, too, is as you reminded me, as you're talking about UCL cards, informs that have UCL cards, just be wary that when their UCL cards gets put back into packs again, or they have the SBC or whatever it is, when their supply gets rejuiced for the UCL cards, the inform comes down. Because basically people can see it as a substitute good that all of a sudden becomes much more cheap. Someone let's say Van Dijk, right, or Alexandra, their inform has been pulled down because their UCL card keeps coming into packs. They're basically the same card, and some people would probably buy the UCL card over the inform just because it's pretty color. So I think just be wary of that kind of stuff. Another thing too is I want to say this earlier, but I forgot. Klosterman, that right back, I think the Bundesliga struggles for right backs. If he gets a decent boost in his 81, that'll be something that low key I think could actually be one of the better right backs in the Bundesliga over a what's his name? What's the right back that plays for Bayern?
Karabak or something? Karabak?
No.
That other inform?
Well, yeah, actually, he's pretty solid as well. I actually forgot about that. He's got a really solid right back.
Then you've got Piszczek, Kimmich.
That's what I was trying to think of. Jesus. But yeah, so he'll be interesting to look at in terms of is he going to have meta enough stats to be interesting? Just want to keep an eye on.
All right, what's your mass investment of the week? If you had one out of this prediction, what would you look at?
If Hector gets cheap, I'm gonna go all in on him. Hector. I mean, right now I think with the market spooked, especially if this comes out before they drop another Icon SBC, I have a feeling they're gonna shift some of their requirements for the Icon SBC away from icons, or at least I think they should. I don't think it was their intention to make these icons so expensive, and they're basically they're making it so that there's a whole index of cards that are completely useless. No one's gonna use a layman in game anymore because he's 650k. That doesn't make any no one's gonna buy him. So I don't think that was originally their intention. Either it's going to be a baby SBC, which I think is unlikely, or it's going to be they're going to try and shift the requirements away, maybe make it a little bit more heavy on informs, maybe a little bit heavier on high-rated stuff. So I really like some of those high-rated informs, especially the ones that are difficult, that are in difficult positions in decent leagues, so you can work chemistry around them. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Someone like Plea could be a decent example of a left wing or a winger that could get cheap in the Bundesliga. If you look at someone like Hazard, this week I think he got down to 18k. A right wing in the Bundesliga, 84 rated. He is, I think, is going to be that kind of card could be really interesting. So if Plea gets it relatively cheap as well, I think I like that as well.
Yeah, I think it's important to always highlight position scarcity stuff with rise potential out of packs, especially rewards time. So yeah, I would probably look at Hector if you're going discard inform. Probably Hector. Yeah. That left back again, like you said, Hoda's I think it's left back, center mid, and right mid are usually Fornals is an example of the right mid. Yeah. That stuff usually does well if they have a good nationality and a good league. Play I like Party. Yeah, guys, it's very important to always look at good nationality kind of players because that's just what you're getting in with solutions. And then I think Szczesny's got another inform, so if Szczesny does, I think Szczesny will get in because he got a pen save and a clean sheet.
Yeah, he played really well.
So yeah, he'll probably get in, and so I think the last thing that I would want to touch upon is the fact that the week after this week, we should be getting a Team of the Week SBC. I would assume. So that would be Team of the Week 10, guys. So when we're on here for Team of the Week 10, I think we're going to consider a lot of that. Like when we speak about investments and things like that, I think we'll probably consider that. One, the next Team of the Week will have an insane supply because it will go through lightning rounds during Black Friday for Team of the Week 10, and then you'll also maybe get a tradable SBC, which will just be.
Right.
But I think what's important to highlight is that maybe. Yeah, a guy like Hector would be really good for the potential Team of the Week SBC. As you guys know, it's usually 83, 84 rated for the tradable, and it has 2 Team of the Week inform requirements in the past is what it's been. So it always is dependent on how good the Team of the Week is. If it's not a great Team of the Week, it's usually only 1 inform per required. If it's a good one like Messi or Aguero, one of those guys, it's usually 2 Team of the Weeks required. So Hector would be probably a good one to be going with heading into Team of the Week 10. It's basic. Look, I think it's a good thing, guys, that we're not being overwhelmed with a lot of amazing performances this week, because I think it would be too tempting for us to want to go all in and invest the week before. Maybe Black Friday. We don't know what's going to happen. It's very unpredictable this year. You know what I'm saying? So that would be a problem, I think, if we were sitting here wanting to touch all these cards. But I think we're doing well. I mean, I think I would probably go Party and Hector this week would be my favorites. I like to play a shot too. I like French players. So
the French roster is very strong.
All right, dude. Let's see if we can get a 15 this week.
Yeah, man, that'd be nice.
Guys, thank you to everybody for watching the video today, man. Let me know in the comments as well, guys, if you guys are here. Any players you guys are looking forward to using in Team of the Week 9 potentially. Any things that you guys think that we have in here that you just disagree with, or you think someone else should be in there, let us know. And again, I'll have Jamie's links in the description, guys. We're going to be doing this weekly. We're going to be adjusting the time. We're going to try to get this out on Monday nights instead of Tuesdays. So you guys have a little bit extra time to watch it and get with it. Obviously, it's tight putting it out on a Tuesday, and then it comes out on a Wednesday morning. So, anything else, Jamie? I think we're good, right?
Yeah, other than like maybe Ramos could get in there because he scored a penalty. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, we could talk about that. Ramos had I believe a clean sheet and a penalty this week. Yeah, and he got snubbed the one last week, I think.
Right. Yeah, it could be so. It could be between him and Hector. Hector, there's another striker. Trying to find him. Terode. He scored a hat trick in an 8-1 win for those guys. But Hector got 2 goals and an assist as a left back. I think obviously sometimes they're kind of squeamish about giving 2 informs from the same team. I think if anyone was going to get snubbed for this Team of the Week in the replacement, with Ramos getting in, it would be Hector. So obviously that's a potential. If it's a UCL card, obviously you want to keep that on your mind. That potentially Ramos could get a Team of the Week this week, or if you're looking to buy his UCL card or his regular card, whatever it is, right? Just be aware that he could get a Team of the Week.
All right, cool. Well, there you guys have it, man. Team of the Week 9. That's what we're looking at. Thank you guys, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
See ya.